Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Mataji. I was starting the recording, so would you give me just.
Okay. No
Namo
problem.
Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 20, Text 5 onwards. So, context. We have the previous chapters, we have been reading about the demigods being overpowered by the Asuras, led by Bali Maharaj. And Diti wanted her sons to reclaim their heavenly kingdom back from the Asuras. And all those things happened, and then she performed austerities to please the Supreme Lord according to the instructions given by her husband. And then the Supreme Lord appeared and said, I am happy with all the austerities you have performed to please me. So I will appear as your son and then help your other sons, Indra and the demigods, to get back their rightful kingdom. So he appeared as Vamana. Vamana, the word Vamana means, or the name now Vamana means a dwarf. So he was in a dwarf-like stature, and he was also a small boy. So he was very small. And then he appears in the place of the fire sacrifice where the yajna is being performed by Bali Maharaj. And just like he is inviting every Brahmana that comes there, Bali Maharaj invites Vamana because he is the form of a Brahmana and he is in a dwarf boy form. And he says, whatever you ask, I will give. Vamana says, I just want 3 steps of land. And there is a huge philosophical discussion that happens between Bali Maharaj and Vamana. And the Supreme Lord is giving wonderful message. So all those things has happened. And then in the previous chapter, 19th chapter, when we are almost near the end, Sukracharya is the spiritual master of the Asuras. He is the guru. So he stops Bali Maharaj. Don't just give 3 steps of land. The personality that is standing in front of you in the form of a dwarf Brahmana boy is not a normal personality. He is the Supreme Lord Vishnu himself. So don't do it. Then this 20th chapter starts, and Bali Maharaj is responding to the instructions given by his guru, spiritual master Shukracharya. So now let's go to text 5 and continue from there. Naham bibebi nirayan nadanyad asukarnavat nastana chavanan mrityor yata vipra pralambanat na not aham I bibemi am afraid of nirayat from a hellish condition of life na nor Adanyat from a poverty stricken condition, Asuka Arnavat, nor from an ocean of distresses, na, nor Sthana Chavanat, from falling from a position, Mrityo, nor from death, Yata, as Vipra pralambanat, from the cheating of a brahmana. Translation: I do not fear hell, poverty, an ocean of distress, fall down from my position, or even death itself, as much as I fear cheating a brahmana. So Bali Maharaj is establishing his point of view to his spiritual master. There are no purports to this verse, so we will move on to the next verse and see what happens. यद्यद्दास्यति लोकेऽस्मिन् सम्परेतं धनादिकं तस्य त्यागे निमित्तं किं विप्रस्तुष्येन तेन चेत्. Translation: My Lord, you can also see that all the material opulences of this world are certainly separated from their possessor at death. Therefore, if the Brahmana Vamanadeva is not satisfied by whatever gifts one has given, why not please him with the riches one is destined to lose at death? Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The word Vipra means Brahmana and at the same time confidential. Bali Maharaj had confidentially decided to give the gift to Lord Vamanadev without discussion. But because such a decision would hurt the hearts of the Asuras and his spiritual master Shukracharya, he spoke equivocally. Bali Maharaj, as a pure devotee, had already decided to give all the land to Lord Vishnu. So he is addressing his spiritual master by saying, My Lord. He is not talking to the Supreme Lord, Vamanadev. He is addressing Shukracharya. So he is addressing Shukracharya as my Lord. Because that's how a disciple respects, worships, and interacts with one's spiritual master. So Bali Maharaj is saying, My Lord, to Shukracharya. And then he's giving a very wonderful message in a very simple way. We acquire so many material opulences. What are the opulences one can get? Beauty, material knowledge, physical strength, fame, wealth. All these things are there. But Bali Maharaj is saying we might have accumulated and acquired all these things in the course of our lifetime. But what happens at the time of death? When death comes, all these material opulences that we have acquired, we get separated from them. And it is done. It doesn't come with us. So he's saying, anyhow, these material opulences that I have acquired is going to be separated from me at the time of death, then why can't I get separated from it while I am alive to give to this Brahmana, Vamanadeva? It's so nice. It's not going to come with me forever, eternally. So I'm going to lose it at some point of time. So why not lose it at this time itself? Because I have given my word to this Brahmana, Vamana Deva. So let it be taken. Let the all the you are saying my all my possessions and land and wealth and all these things are going to be taken away by this Brahmana, because you are saying he is Vishnu and he is just saying three steps of land, but in that process he wants to take away my entire wealth and kingdom and land. So let it be so. What is wrong in that? So Bali Maharaj had already decided, even if this Brahmana boy happens to be the Supreme Lord himself, I don't have any problems in giving away my material wealth, land, property, kingdom, etc., etc. Let it go to him. There, I have no problem. He could have just given it without explaining it. But Prabhupada is explaining in the purport to give a context, all his citizens, who are they? Asuras. They will not understand why Bali Maharaj is acting like this. And out of respect to his spiritual master Sukracharya, so he is giving an explanation why he is going to do what he is going to do. So he is giving his perspective, and then he's also through that he is also trying to give instructions to his followers, the asuras, his citizens, his people. Try to think like me. Try to look at this from my perspective. So your consciousness mindset can also shift. So that's what Bali Maharaj is attempting to do. Text 7. Shreya kurvanti bhutanam sadavo dustyajashubihi dadyanshibi prabhrittayaha ko vikalpo daradishu. Translation: Dadichi, Shibi, and many other great personalities were willing to sacrifice even their lives for the benefit of the people in general. This is the evidence of history. So why not give up this insignificant land? What is the serious consideration against it? Purport: Bali Maharaj was prepared to give everything to Lord Vishnu, and Sukracharya, being a professional priest, might have been anxiously waiting, doubting whether there had been any such instance in history in which one had given everything in charity. Bali Maharaj, however, cited the tangible examples of Maharaj Shibi and Maharaj Dadichi, who had given up their lives for the benefit of the general public. Certainly, one has attachment for everything material, especially one's land. But land and other possessions are forcibly taken away at the time of death, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Mrityu Sarva Hara Chaham. The Lord personally appeared to Bali Maharaj to take away everything he had, and thus he was so fortunate that he could see the Lord face to face. Non devotees, however, cannot see the Lord face to face. To such persons, the Lord appears as death and takes away all their possessions by force. Under the circumstances, why should we not part with our possessions and deliver them to Lord Vishnu for his satisfaction? Sri Chanakya Pandit says in this record, Sannimitte varam tyago vinashe niyate sati. Chanakya Shloka 36. Since our money and possessions do not last, but will somehow or other be taken away, as long as they are in our possession, it is better to use them for charity to a noble cause. Therefore, Bali Maharaj defied the order of his so called spiritual master. So Bali Maharaj is continuing, right? He's quoting. He's not saying I'm not just making this up and I am not acting whimsically. I am acting according to the Shastras, the scriptures. And he is quoting two very good examples from the scriptures. He is giving the example of Dadichi and he is giving the example of Shibi. These two personalities gave in charity, but they did not just give money, they just did not give land, they gave their own body. That is why he is quoting these two examples. What did Dadichi do? When there was this demon Vritrasura, and he can be killed only for a weapon made by the bones of a very selfless um, a person in the mode of pure goodness. So Vishnu says, go and talk to Dadichi. So Indra and the demigods go, and Indra, there's a big set of verses, and Indra is glorifying Dadichi. And Dadichi understands why this personality has come. So basically, Indra is going to Dadichi and saying, give up your life and give your body so that we can use the bones, and using the bones construct a weapon to kill this Asura. So basically, Indra is going and telling Dadichi, please die. And Dadichi did not blink an eye. He said, so be it. Because he understood the Supreme Lord also had given this idea. So, okay, let me, what use is this body? Yeah, one day or the other, this body is going to go away. So let me use it in the service and the benefit of others. That was the mindset of Dadichi. And he said, okay, I'll give up my life. So he gives up his life and the body is there and they use the bones from his body and all that stuff happens. So that is with Dadichi and Shibi. So he was a king, and anything and anybody who came and asked, he will give it. So to test him, Vishnu and um, I think the demigod, I think Indra and they take the form of uh, a dove and a eagle. The eagle is chasing the dove to kill it and eat its flesh because that is the food for sustenance for the eagle. So the dove comes and takes refuge of the king Shibi and it's pleading. So it's saying, okay, why do you want to kill this poor bird? Go and take something else. No, no, no. It's my nature. This is food for me, and you are depriving me of my food. So all these things happen, and finally the king says, okay, don't worry. I will give you meat to eat. No, no, no. I want pure, fresh new flesh. Okay, don't worry. He takes a knife and starts cutting out his flesh from his own body. It's so painful, right? To cut your own flesh when you are like awake and in consciousness. But he tolerates that pain and cuts the flesh and keeps giving, and it's not enough. It's like going, and like he is losing more flesh in his body. So he's almost ready to cut off his limbs and everything. And then these personalities say, we are so pleased with your mode of charity. So that's why Bali Maharaj is giving. He's giving these two examples, Dadichi and Shibi, where they did not just give gold, wealth, money, land, property, nothing like that. They gave them their body itself for the benefit of others. So when these great personalities were willing to sacrifice even their lives, that's what Bali Maharaj is saying, for the benefit of the people in general. Why not give up this insignificant land? You are just saying he is going to take away my kingdom, my land. What? Wow, wow. What's wrong with that? Let it be. So he's giving multiple reasons, one reason after the other, saying why it's not a big deal and why are you making it a big deal, Shukracharya? And then in the purport, Prabhupada uses a very wonderful label to describe Shukracharya. He's not, yeah, he's a spiritual master and he's been, the translation and purport in other places are also mentioning him as Sukracharya. But here specifically, Prabhupada is using the word a professional priest. A priest is the one who does all these rituals to get material benefits. And for doing those rituals, the priest gets some remuneration. It could be gold, it could be money, it could be land, it could be cows. In so many different ways, these priests. So he is a professional priest. So he is, anybody who is a professional priest is doing this in with the aim of getting some material remuneration. That is why we are professionals. We have a job. We go and perform, use our skills in performing some tasks, and we are getting paid for it. So we are all aware of how things work in a society. So Sukracharya is also a professional priest. That is what Prabhupada is indicating. So his intention is, oh, I want to safeguard the material possessions of my customer, and the customer is also a disciple here. and say, okay, I'm giving you advice so that I can save your more material possessions, and I also want a material remuneration for protecting your material assets and also increasing your material assets. So in that way, it's a business transaction. So that's what is being highlighted by using that word professional priest. So, and it is natural for one a human being born in this material world to be attached to material possessions. It could be a land, it could be a home or other properties or money, wealth, things like that. So it's a natural tendency. But how do we overcome that natural tendency and offer our possessions for the benefit of others? That's where the word charity comes in. Charity is offering what we consider to be ours and offer it in service to others. And in bhakti, we talk about offering our family, our possessions, our wealth, everything in service to the Supreme Lord, Krishna, Rama, Vishnu, Narayana, or their representatives, their devotees, right? So that is what devotional service is, offering what is in our possession. So we have time, we have energy, we have intelligence. All these things have to be offered in service to the Supreme Lord. And what is the source of all this? The wealth, the knowledge, the intelligence, the beauty, our family. What is the source? The source is the Supreme Lord. So we got everything from the Supreme Lord, and we just say, oh, mine. And then it's meant only for my satisfaction, my enjoyment only. So we that is material mindset. That is material conception of life. Whereas the spiritual conception of life is to offer it in the service of oh, my family uh, belongs to the Supreme Lord. So let them be engaged in serving the Supreme Lord. I belong to the Supreme Lord, so let me engage myself in serving the Supreme Lord. And I have all these material wealth, material opulences, material possessions, my intelligence, my capabilities, my skills, etc., etc. So I let me offer that in serving the Supreme Lord and his devotees. So that is what Bali Maharaj is highlighting. So all these things are there. Okay, let me offer it for the benefit of others. So by saying so and wanting to do so, he is going against the order of his spiritual master Shukracharya. That is what is mentioned in the last line. Text 8. Yairiyam bubuche brahman daitendriyer anivartibihi tesham kalo grashillokan na yashodi gatam bhuvi. O best of the Brahmanas, certainly the great demoniac kings who were never reluctant to fight enjoyed this world. But in due course of time, everything they had was taken away except their reputation by which they continue to exist. In other words, one should try to achieve a good reputation instead of anything else. Purport. In this regard, Chanakya Pandit, Chanakya Shloka 34 also says, Ayushah Shanau Ekopi na labhya swarna koti bihi. The duration of one's life is extremely short. But if in that short lifetime one can do something that enhances his good reputation, that may continue to exist for many millions of years, Bali Maharaj therefore decided not to follow his spiritual master's instruction that he deny his promise to Vamanadev. Instead, he decided to give the land according to the promise and be everlastingly celebrated as one of the 12 Mahajanas, Balir, Vaya, Shakir, Vayam. So Bali Maharaj is giving another reason. There have been many kings, even demoniac kings, asuras, who never gave away the opportunity to fight. They were never reluctant to fight, and they enjoyed this world. But in due course of time, everything they had was taken away. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives the same message, right? I am, and I conquer, destroy everything in the form of time. So nothing can uh, uh, overcome the onslaught of time. We see that in the human history when we go back 50 years, 100 years, 200 years, 500 years, 1000 years, 2000 years. There were big Roman empires. Where are they now? And the British Empire was ruling almost the entire earth. Where are they now? Are they ruling the entire world even today? No. Over the course of time, those things have been taken away. And we also see the remnants and relics of so many grand palaces and over a period of time, they are gone. They are breaking apart. And then we also see in modern times, the very old buildings are being torn down and new buildings are being constructed. And it could be even a world's tallest building. But after 100 years or 200 years or something like that, it's going to go away. So everything is going to be taken away in due course of time. However attached we are, it doesn't matter. The more attached we are, the more painful it is for us when these things are taken away. So why be attached to it? That is the point Bali Maharaj is making. So I don't have any attachments. If not today, it is going to be taken away later, tomorrow, or in future. So why being attached to it? Let me give it away. So anybody who is going to voluntarily give up like that, they are the ones who are going to be really successful. That's one point. And second point he's making in this verse is all these material possessions is gone after a certain point in time. But reputation remains forever. I have already given my word. I have already given my promise. And I have to fulfill it. By fulfilling and keeping to the promise, even though I am going to lose all my material possessions, my reputation will survive or even it will increase. So that is a proper thing to be concerned about, one's reputation. Yeah, this person, when this person has given his word or her word, they will keep to it. That is the quality of a person who is in the mode of goodness. It is a Brahminical quality. A Brahmana is one who is in the mode of goodness, whose thinking is in the mode of goodness, whose speech is in the mode of goodness, whose activities are in the mode of goodness. So that is how. So we have to strive to live up to our word. If I have given my word, I will stick to it no matter what. Here, Shukracharya says, "Oh, you are given a word that you will give 3 steps of land, but this is Vishnu, he is going to take away your entire kingdom." Bali Maharaj is saying, "So be it. I have given my word, I have to stick to my word." Okay, nobody is going to come and ask us, or even the Supreme Lord is not going to come and ask us 3 steps of land and he is going to take away all our possessions. It's not going to happen like that for us. But there are other things that we say, I will do. I will chant minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day. So I have to keep my word every day, no matter what. And in ISKCON, we have the process of getting second initiation. And to do the second initiation, we undergo a rigorous study of all the scriptures and we take exams and all that. So we give our word that we will do it, and we come get it done. And then when we are given the Gayatri mantra and other things, we can go and worship the deities in the temple and also in our home. So all these things happen, and we give our word. Yeah, we will do this, we will do this, we will maintain standards of cleanliness, we will maintain standards of purity in our thought, in our words, all that. So that's what Bali Maharaj is exhibiting by saying all these things. He's saying, no, I have given my word, I have to keep it. So, what the same principle we can learn and apply in our life. I say I will do something, but I am not doing it. What does it mean? I am saying one thing, doing something else. That is duplicity. But saying and keeping the word is a good thing to do. So we have it's not a mission impossible task. It's a task that each one of us can do. I will say what I can do, and I will do what I have said. It's very good principle to live our daily lives by. Yeah, we might struggle here and there a little bit in trying to do that, but over a course of time, every day our mindset is like that. Every day we keep doing things like that. Then it becomes easier to live up to our words. Yeah, I have given my word, I will keep it. So that's what Bali Maharaj is trying to do. And then by doing this, Bali Maharaj became one of the 12 great devotees of the Lord, 12 Mahajanas. Brahma is there, Sukadeva Goswami is there, Prahlad Maharaj, his own grandfather, right? Bali Maharaj's own grandfather. Prahlad Maharaj is there. So, like Lord Shiva is there, like Bhishma Dev is there, like these so many personalities are there who know the ultimate truth, who know about everything about Bhakti and the Supreme Lord. And Bali Maharaj also is considered one of the 12 Mahajanas because he said, I will stick to my promise. Text 9. Sulabha yudhi viprarshe hi anivrittastanu tyajaha na tata tirtha ayate shraddhayaye dhanatyajaha. Translation. O best of the Brahmanas, many men have laid down their lives on the battlefield, being unafraid of fighting. But rarely has one gotten the chance to give his accumulated wealth faithfully to a saintly person who creates holy places. Purport. Many Kshatriyas have laid down their lives on the battlefield for their nations, but hardly a person can be found who has given up all his property and his accumulated wealth in charity to a person worthy of the gift. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, text 20. दातव्यम् इति यद्दानं दीयतेनोपकारिणे देशे काले च पात्रे च तद्दानं सात्विकं स्मृतम्. That gift which is given out of duty at the proper time and place to a worthy person and without expectation of return is considered to be charity in the mode of goodness. Thus, charity given in the proper place is called sattvika. And above this charity and goodness is transcendental charity, in which everything is sacrificed for the sake of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vamanadev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, had come to Bali Maharaj for alms. How could one get such an opportunity to give charity? Therefore, Bali Maharaj decided without hesitation to give the Lord whatever he wanted. One may get various opportunities to lay down his life on the battlefield, but such an opportunity as this is hardly ever obtained. Yeah, we are Kshatriyas, we get many opportunities to fight battles, and we might even lose our lives in the battlefield, which is a very great thing because one who is killed in a battlefield attains heavenly kingdom, attains the heavenly region. Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita. in chapter 2 itself, in the beginning, when he is encouraging Arjuna to fight. Why are even if you are going to die, you are going to ascend to the heavenly kingdom. Why are you hesitating to fight, Arjuna, to do your duty? It's you are a soldier, you are a Kshatriya. It's your duty to fight. Why are you refusing to do your duty? Is the question Krishna asks Arjuna. So similarly, here Bali Maharaj is saying, yeah, people, we are Kshatriyas, we fight battles and we also die in the battlefield. But who does get a chance like this of offering all the accumulated wealth to a saintly person? What is the quality of a saintly person? They we normally go to the holy places so that we get purified. But saintly persons go to the these holy places and they purify the holy places. That's how pure they are. And such a saintly person has come asking for alms from me. How can I deny? Even if that person is going to take away my entire material possessions, so be it. I'm so happy. Who gets such an very rare to get an opportunity like that? And such an opportunity has come. Why should I waste that opportunity? That is what is saying. And on top of that, you are saying this could be this Brahmana, Brahmana by Vamana Deva could be Lord Vishnu himself. Oh, it's it's a bigger blessing than that. Wow, the Supreme Lord himself has come and he is saying I have to offer everything that I have to him and he is going to take all my material possessions. Wow, what a wonderful opportunity. What a blessing. And you are standing here and telling me not to do it. How can you give such a contradictory instruction? If this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and everything belongs to the Supreme Lord and all my possessions has to be offered to the Supreme Lord and you are standing here and telling me don't give your word, break your promise and all these things, why are you giving these contradictory instructions? Oh my Guru Shukracharya. That is the what is being implied by Bali Maharaj to his spiritual master. Text 10. Manasvina karunikasya shobhanam yadarthi kamopnayena durgatihi kuta punar brahma vidham bhavadrisham tato vatorasya dadami vanchitam. By giving charity, a benevolent and merciful person undoubtedly becomes even more auspicious, especially when he gives charity to a person like your good self. Under the circumstances, I must give this little brahmachari whatever charity he wants from me. Purport: if one accepts a poverty stricken position because of losing money in business, gambling, prostitution, or intoxication, no one will praise him. But if one becomes poverty stricken by giving all of his possessions in charity, he becomes adored all over the world. Aside from this, if a benevolent and merciful person exhibits his pride in becoming poverty stricken by giving his possessions in charity for good causes, his poverty is a welcome and auspicious sign of a great personality. Bali Maharaj decided that even though he would become poverty stricken by giving everything to Vamanadev, this is what he would prefer. By giving charity, one becomes even more auspicious. That's what Bali Maharaj is saying. Just by giving charity, and especially giving charity to a suitable person. Who is a suitable person? It is the Supreme Lord or the representatives of the Supreme Lord, the devotees. And they are not using that for their own personal benefit. They are still, when they are given this, they are using this in serving the Supreme Lord. So that is the best kind of charity. So any charity that is done towards the Supreme Lord or his devotees is, and they are using that charity contributions properly in the service of the Supreme Lord, then that is the best thing. So he's saying, when I give in charity to your good self, he's telling Shukracharya, you are my priest, you are my Kula Guru, and you do all these rituals for us and take charity from me, I become auspicious. So why are you stopping me from giving the same kind of a charity to this small brahmachari boy here? Allow me to go ahead and do that. I think we can stop here and see if there is any discussion.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for this wonderful class. Uh, Coming to giving in the temple, would you consider dan as charity or it's different?
Giving to temple?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, giving to temple is a proper kind of charity.
So Prabhuji, like I will share this with you, though I don't know if it's the right thing. Like I always feel giving in America is, I feel more for India, and the need I feel is more in India. So, you know, I do give here, but I feel happier when I give more in India. Prabhuji. So that is also in service of the Lord. Here also it's in service of the Lord. Though here everybody has enough. How would you help me with that, Prabhuji? Thank you.
See, there are also so many people in need here. And charity is not only about giving money, charity is also giving knowledge. So we can give knowledge, we can share knowledge with others, knowledge about God, knowledge about how to practice expressing our love to God. That is the highest form of charity. To connect one living being back to God in whatever way we can. It may not be even a long-term connection. It could be even a, a supportive thing that we do in establishing that long-term connection for that living being. Anything and everything that we do in that regard is the highest form of charity. Uh, Distributing the holy names to others is the highest form of charity. So let's not like um, um, reduce the scope by charity doesn't only mean money or giving wealth. The charity takes so many different forms, and uh, giving the holy, sharing the holy names with others, sharing the knowledge of bhakti to others is the highest form of charity, and we can do that to our fellow living beings in this country where we are living. And we can also do something similar to the living beings in India and all over the world. There's no problemo. But yes, we are living here, we are working, earning, and all that happens here. We can give back to the society and the community in that way.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. That's true. Money is the easiest way of giving, and the other things are more important. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yep. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Madhavat Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for the class. Very nicely explained verse by verse. And I felt like I'm sitting in a temple and hearing Bhagavatam class. So, one question comes to mind that, how much he was thrilled, Bali Maharaj, to give charity, right? Because he is coming from a lineage where, Prahlad Maharaj is there. So he has those qualities, and some good qualities are there. I don't know whether the same qualities were there in Prahlad Maharaj,
Oh, it is.
uh, of giving to Brahmanas. Yes.
Not only Brahmanas, he dedicated himself to serving the Supreme Lord. He gave himself to the Supreme Lord. So by default, all the Brahmanas and all the living beings are connected to the Supreme Lord. So he is basically dedicating himself to serving everybody. That is the mood of elevated devotee, and Prahlad was one.
Yes, and so it's but obvious that he even rejected his priest guru, and he we read about that. So similarly, when we think, we feel that who's there to guide us, who, like Mataji was saying, who to give to charity, and what to do, what not to do. So we don't feel like we are that qualified like Bali Maharaj, because he's coming from a lineage, or even to do bhakti in that sense, because he's coming from a lineage. But we are not coming from this situation where our grandparents, great grandparents, or even further are were like in the lineage of this thing. So some negative thoughts comes in one's mind, at least for myself. So how you can explain that we should not think this way, and
Prahlad
think
Maharaj.
of.
Prahlad Maharaj is the good
Yeah.
example. Who was his father? He was the universal terrorist. Literally,
Mm.
really a universal terrorist on a universal scale. The
Mm.
demigods were Indra and the demigods. If the eyebrow twitches, Hiranyakashipu's eyebrow twitches, they are scared. He was that powerful, that controlling, because he took over he was terrorizing the entire universe. He was that powerful. So that was Prahlad Maharaj's father, and that was his lineage. But he
Mm.
got the blessings from Narada Muni, the teachings of bhakti, while he was in the womb of his mother. His mother got saved by Narada Muni and said, okay, I will take her to my ashram. I will instruct her and the child within on bhakti. Mother did not get much, but the child within heard everything and was born a devotee. And then we never seen the Supreme Lord in person, never seen the spiritual master in person, but the teaching stayed with him, with this baby, and we born and carried on performing devotional service, unflinching devotional service to the Supreme Lord. And then all the other things happen. Finally, Hiranyakashipu decides, okay, this boy is basically my worst enemy, because he is siding with my worst enemy, Vishnu. So I am going to get him killed. So many different ways is like torturing and trying to kill his own son. Even then, in all these, small boy, Prahlad, he did not even flinch 1 second from remembering, and he did not even ask, oh, Supreme Lord, please come and save me. I am scared. He did not even say that or pray like that even once. But the Supreme Lord came and saved him every single time. Finally, he comes in the form of Narsimha and kills Hiranyakashipu and all this demoniac army. Everybody present there, including Lord Brahma, is afraid because the Supreme Lord is so angry and furious. Brahma calls Prahlad and says, he came for you, so you go and pacify him. So when then Prahlad Maharaj starts praying to Lord Narasimha, he says, I don't have any qualifications, rather I have only disqualifications. Prahlad Maharaj is saying in his prayers to Lord Narasimha, I don't have any qualifications, I have only disqualifications. Because who is my father? He is the universal terrorist, Hiranyakashipu, tormenting, terrorizing everybody. So, but for some reason you have taken so much love and affection on me. I don't have any qualifications. So same question you are asking. You are saying we don't have any, I don't have any qualifications. Yes, we don't have any qualifications. So we can cultivate humility, right? Yes, I am totally unqualified. I don't have any qualifications. That is the foundation for humility. And we say, oh yes, I'm totally, then without any qualifications, without any cause, I am being blessed with bhakti. Because that's what happened with Prahlad Maharaj. Narada, what did Prahlad do? He did nothing. But yet, without a cause, that's why we call it causeless mercy, right? Without a
Yes.
cause.
Hmm.
Oh, I did this, so because of me doing this, I got this in return. That's a business transaction. That's a cause and effect. But bhakti is above that. It can happen without a cause. Because a person who is carrying bhakti in their heart, like Narada Muni, like Prabhupada, like our spiritual masters who are disciples of Prabhupada, they carry bhakti in their heart and they are giving it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not look at our qualifications or disqualifications. He said, just chant Krishna's name. I will give you the Krishna prema that was exhibited by the gopis. That is costless. So then we become really humble. Humility starts sprouting in our heart and say, okay, I did not do anything to deserve this, but I have been blessed with bhakti. In whatever way I am able to take it and practice it every day, I will do it in an expression of gratitude.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Maybe my question was also coming in such a way that, out of pride. So I have to make sure that, we have to remember the third verse of Shishtastakam. Trinadapi Sunichana Tarupi Seshna Amani Namandera
Yeah.
Kirtiniya Sudahari. Always hang this around the neck, causeless mercy, and then gratitude from Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. So, Prabhuji, one more question I have. I hope I'm not taking anybody else's time. That when Vamana Dev talks about three steps, what is the significance? I am not able to understand the significance of three steps he's asking. He could have asked for 2 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps.
Mhm.
What is the significance of 3 steps? And then I know third steps he put his head only down. But actually, he is a Brahmana. He is a person who's giving charity. So why is he giving charity his head only down? He can give charity like land and whatever
Bali Maharaj, everything is gone. When the right after this, in this chapter and the next chapter, like the Supreme Lord is going to display his universal form from where he is standing as this small dwarf Brahmana boy. He
Hmm.
starts growing and is exhibiting his universal form. So when he starts growing so huge and big, what happens? He is like he's covering the entire universe.
That is with the 2 steps,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So yeah, so let's go step by step, right? So
Okay.
he's standing and he's growing, and where from where he's standing, yeah, one feet, everything below him, all the patala loka he takes. This is mine. And the second step, he takes all the upper planetary systems. So the entire universe has been taken in the 2 steps. Then he says, now I have asked you for 3 steps. Where is my third step? I have
Hmm.
taken everything. In 2 steps,
Yeah.
I have taken everything.
Hmm.
And third step, you promised me. Where do you want me to put my third step? He wanted to put him Bali Maharaj in that situation. So that's why he
Hmm.
asked for 3 steps of land. And that's what Shukaracharya was also cautioning. If he is Vishnu, he is a very tricky person. Don't fall for it. So so now what is Bali Maharaj going to do? He says, okay, I offer myself. So when we offer our obeisances and bow down and offer our head at the feet of another person, we are saying, I am yours. So now I am offering my head as your third step. But it's technically it's not allowed because e- everything is taken up already. But Bali
Hmm.
Maharaj is saying, I offer and keep your third step. Vamana Dev accepts that, but also says that's not technically counted. So you are a criminal. You did not keep up your promise. I am going to tie you up. That's what happens later on. He ties him up with a rope and then he's standing there like a criminal. But Bali Maharaj doesn't utter a word arguing against it. Oh, I have given it, I have offered my head. He just accepts whatever you say is correct, I accept it. He stands there. Everybody else gets agitated. No, that's not fair. This is not fair. All those things. But Bali Maharaj doesn't say one word against Vamanadev. He just stands there, accepts everything. So that to be, the Supreme Lord is performing a lila. He is showing to the entire creation how great a devotee Bali Maharaj is. Look at my Bali Maharaj. Look at how great he is. He doesn't go again. He doesn't say a word against my actions. Look at him.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. And I think I'm just kind of asking question which is coming forward in our reading. So will be very interesting to learn, all this. And in spite of Bali Maharaj is doing this, and he's calling him some names. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and his daughter gets agitated about it. Oh, you calling my dad a criminal and all that stuff. But Bali Maharaj, not one word. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you treating me like this? Not one word. Then the Supreme Lord says, you go take over the Patala kingdom, rule it. I will personally be your doorkeeper. The Supreme Lord becomes the personal doorkeeper for Bali Maharaj. That is bhakti, that is love and devotion, the exchange of love between the Supreme Lord and his devotee Bali Maharaj. Beautiful.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for not recapping but going forward and explaining. It makes sense, because it's interesting to hear. Sometimes people like to hear about politics and this and that, but there is everything going on here. We are enjoying the rasa, of all kinds of, like you just said, the daughter will come and say, but well, daughter might have got a material thinking, but father is after all Mahajan. So thank you once again. Yeah, if anybody else has any question, comments, they can go ahead with Prabhuji before we end the call. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji, I wanted to ask you, who are the 12 Mahajans, if you don't mind telling us?
I mentioned most of the names. Brahma, Sukadev Goswami, Shiva, Narada, then the Sanat Kumara, Bali Maharaj, Bhishma, like that. There are all these personalities are considered. They know everything in relation to bhakti and in relation to the Supreme Lord, how to attain the Supreme Lord, all this.
Maybe Indra also.
No, Indra is not.
Yamaraj.
Yeah, Yamaraj is there.
We have Sanat Kumar also.
Yeah, I said Sanat Kumar.
Yes, Sukdev Goswami.
Yeah, I said Sukadev Goswami.
Oh, sorry.
Though the Lord was upset with Bhishma Pitamaha also, right? That's why.
Lord was not upset with Bhishma Pitamaha. Who said that?
Because Bhishma Pitamaha, he was on the side of.
Yeah, he was
He
on the
wasn't
side,
on the side of
but
Dharma.
where does it say that the Lord was upset with him?
No, but if somebody is not on the side of Dharma.
That is your material mindset. When we in the material mindset, we all say, if you are not on my side, you are on my enemy's side. That's not how. That's
Yeah.
not how Krishna thinks. Then why did he go and take Yudhishthira Maharaj to Bhishma Dev and say, okay, please instruct him on all the things related to Dharma?
No, that is true, Prabhuji. He was a very elevated soul. but for one reason that he was he did they say at the time of the Draupadi's Vastharan, he did
Yeah,
not speak up.
yeah, he did not speak up and he is going to be killed. That doesn't mean that Krishna hates Bhishma Dev or he is against Bhishma Dev.
No, that's true. He got moksha also. He got Bhisham Stuti.
Not moksha. He gave personal darshan to him, and Bhishma Dev left his body in the presence of the Supreme Lord, and he glorified the Lord Krishna with 1,000 holy names, Vishnu Sahasranama, and he accepted all that prayers and glorification. And in his presence, he said, "Okay, now depart."
So Vishnu Sahasranama came from Bhisham Pitama.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It all happened when Krishna was standing, all these things happening with Yudhishthira Maharaj. He is glory, giving all the lessons on dharma and how to rule, how not to rule, what to do, what not to do. All these things are, and who is present? All the sages from the entire universe, including Parashuram with all his disciples. All the great sages, everybody is present. Nobody questioned Krishna, saying, "We are all present. We could explain about Dharma. Why are you asking Bhishma Dev to explain it?" Nobody questioned him. And nobody opposed what he said, what Bhishma Dev said. Everybody agreed because that's the intention of Krishna. In front of everybody, all these exalted sages and personalities, I am going to glorify my devotee Bhishma to show the entire creation how great a personality he is. So all this is done. Finally, after speaking, Bhishma Dev says, "I have done enough of this talking, dharma this, dharma that. Now I want to fix up my mind on my worshipable Lord who is standing in front of me. So I am not going to speak about anything else." So now he is focusing his full attention on Lord Krishna and he starts uttering the Vishnu Sahasranama, the 1,000 names glorifying. And we say Vishnu Sahasranama, but it is actually 1,000 names glorifying Lord Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. This is very beautiful. Thank you.
Prabhuji, in context to what Mataji asked, I have one question. Like Jaya Vijay came as Harinaksha Hiranyakashipu, right? They came and because Lord wanted to fight, enjoy fighting.
Okay.
Yeah. So similarly, like when Bhishma Dev came, he also came because he was playing that particular role where, I mean, that we know about the chariot and he picked up the chariot and then he said, you were not supposed to pick up the chariot, but still he did for the devotee. So all this was happening in the battlefield. But was he also playing a similar role, in against? And also, I think, like
He
Mataji was saying,
rather than looking at it, him playing a role, look
hmm,
at it from Krishna's perspective. Whatever be the situation, he is having a particular kind of loving exchange with his devotee. In that pastime you are describing, he did not pick up a chariot, he picked up a chariot wheel.
Krishna did. Lord Krishna did. Yeah.
He did not pick up a chariot, he picked up
No,
a
chariot wheel. Sorry,
chariot
sorry.
wheel,
Yeah, yeah.
chariot wheel.
I meant chariot wheel. Yeah.
And he had
Hmm.
promised that he will not bear any weapons on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. That was one of the promise Krishna made, and that
Hmm.
he will not fight in the Kurukshetra war. So Bhishma Dev's promise was broken by Krishna because Bhishma Dev said, Duryodhan is after Bhishma. You are so lenient on the Pandavas. You are so much
Hmm.
special place for the Pandavas. You are not killing them. The war is dragging on. Blah 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 blah. He is like at him. So Bhishma Dev says, "Okay, this idiot will not understand. Whatever I do, they are protected by Krishna, so they are not going to be killed. But this idiot Duryodhan doesn't understand it. So okay, 5 arrows he gives. These 5 arrows will find the mark tomorrow morning, and all the 5 Pandavas will die tomorrow. I take a vow. Now, you don't trust me, so keep these 5 arrows in your possession. And tomorrow morning, when I am heading out to the battlefield, I will ask for it, you give it, I will take it, and I will let these 5 arrows out, and it will find its mark. Duryodhana is very happy. Ha! Tomorrow morning, tomorrow, by the end of tomorrow, my dreaded enemies, Pandavas, will be no more. Krishna knows this has happened because he is Paramatma, he is everywhere. So he calls Arjuna, go to Duryodhan. He has a promise to you that he will give you anything he asks. You ask him. Ask for these 5 arrows. So Arjuna goes to Duryodhan. Duryodhan welcomes him and he says, Arjuna reminds him of the promise. And he says, I want the 5 arrows that Bhishma Dev gave you. Without hesitation, Duryodhan hands it out because he has given the promise. So he is asking for it and he gives it. So he comes out. Bhishma Dev comes next day. He is heading out to the battlefield. He says, Duryodhan, give me the 5 arrows. I don't have it. What happened? Arjuna came and asked. So immediately Krishna knew. Sorry, Bhishma knew. Oh, this is Krishna's thing. Oh, you make me break my promise. I will make you break your promise.
Mhm.
So then he says, okay, he is like assaulting and attacking Arjuna. Arjuna is not able to withstand it. Like he is like doing this, doing that. He is exceptionally skilled fighter. But with in front of Bhishma's furious assault, Arjuna is like, as day is progressing, it looks like Arjuna is getting exhausted, fatigued, weak and weak. Krishna realizes, okay, if this continues, this is Arjuna is going to get killed today. So Krishna jumps down from his chariot. He doesn't pick up a weapon, but he still picks up a weapon, right? That broken chariot wheel is there. So he picks it up. So it's a weapon, it's not a weapon. So he picks it up and he is rushing towards Bhishma. What does Bhishma do? He drops all his weapons. Look at my Lord. He is ready to break his own promise to protect his devotee. That is my worshipable Lord. That's how loving Krishna is. He's like tears are flowing from Bhishma's eyes and says, okay, I am ready to be attacked and killed by my worshipable Lord. Exactly at that time, the conch blows, signifying the end of the battle for the day. All this Bhishma Dev is recounting later on, right? When he is about to die, is on the battlefield, lying down on the battlefield, waiting for the day to die. And Krishna has come, brought Yudhishthir and the Pandavas, and all these sages are there. He is speaking all about Dharma to Yudhishthir. That time he is saying, how fortunate you people are. That Supreme Lord Krishna is serving you like servant. You are that elevated devotees. And Krishna was ready to break his vow. We talked about today, Bali Maharaj was speaking about keeping one's word and one's promise and everything. But Krishna doesn't care about all that. Krishna doesn't care even if his reputation is shred to pieces because he did not keep his vow. He wants to protect his devotee Arjuna. And he also wants to engage with his devotee Bhishma because Bhishma is also his devotee. Bhishma likes it. So he is engaging in a way that Bhishma likes it. So he picks up the say, oh, you made me break my promise. I will make you to break your promise. That's what Bhishma was. Okay, let it be so. I will break my promise to protect my devotee Arjuna. I will also reciprocate with my devotee Bhishma. In one single action, he was satisfying and making both his devotees very happy. That is Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for explaining so nicely. Because, I was trying to understand, like, Mataji was right now saying that Draupadi incidents. But I think what I read from somewhere is like because he was eating the salt of Duryodhana Dhritarashtra family, that's why he was not able to give protection. I'm sure he wanted to give protection to Draupadi, but
Yeah,
he was playing that role. He was
but
playing
no,
the role.
but the fact remains he did not, and he had to be killed. He has to die for that offense made to Draupadi. Draupadi is another devotee, and
Yeah,
a
that
woman being mistreated like that, and all of them who kept quiet or who took part in that atrocious activity, everybody was marked for death by Krishna,
Hmm.
even if it happens to be Bhishma.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for explaining. It's like sometimes, it's very hard to understand. Like, although Krishna is playing, his devotees on the other side. I think that is what Mataji was trying to say. His devotees there, Bhishma, but he's on the other side. So, he's having this
And
Leela going on.
he was doing his services from the other side.
Yes, yes, yes. Like Ravan's brother also, right? Uh, Ravan's brother was also doing that in the Lanka. Similar incidents was
Yeah, but
there.
he gave up everything and came and surrendered to Rama and joined Rama's side.
Yes, yes, yes. But
Vibhishana.
Bhishma Dev didn't do that. Yeah. Very nice, Prabhuji. Today you gave a total. I would not imagine that he broke promise, that he broke promise. I could not make that connections. But it was a different insight of the Mahabharata today through the class. And thank you to Geeta Mataji. She asked this question, which made me also ponder a little bit more on, what's going on. So very nice. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for such a nice, with the way you explained these verses. Prabhu, I have a question I wanted to ask yesterday, but I couldn't, the call ended. Is it okay if I ask you a
Yeah,
question?
go ahead.
Yeah, so Prabhu, yesterday's class was mostly focused on truthfulness, like how we should be truthful in all circumstances. So I had two questions. Like, yes, we should be truthful, but what about if we encounter someone, let's say a close friend or a close relative, if that person is not truthful and consistently makes up lies, how should we deal with that? That's my first question. And my second question is, sometimes, Prabhu, like, we see that um, uh, like we had this experience like some 20 years back where um, we experienced that even some untruthfulness on large scale, and how do we uh, deal with it basically. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I got the first question, but when you started speaking the second question, there was audio distortion at your end, and almost near the end, it came back up. So if you can just repeat your context of your second question. I got your second question too. You were mentioning about the last 20 years something. So please give me that context one more time.
Prabhu, like some 20 years back, we had this experience within the devotee community where when the Pune temple was being built, and like it was a big untruthful. That one devotee,
Yeah.
I can say, um, senior devotee. So I'm just trying to understand, like, how should we deal with this? Like, when we talk about untruthfulness and all these things, how should we our dealings be
Okay.
in those
Yeah,
situations?
got it. So
Like yesterday's Mataji stressed on us being truthful, very truthful, and we. So I understand.
we lost your voice again. Okay, I will go ahead and based on what I understood from your question, let me try to respond to the question.
How
Premanandani Mataji, your audio is again distorting, but I got your question, so I'm going to start responding. So please listen. So, two things, right? The instruction was, our discussion yesterday was, we have to be truthful. Okay, so we will be truthful. We will be truthful no matter what the other person is doing. They might be speaking truth sometimes, they might be speaking half truth, half lie sometimes, they might be speaking total lie sometimes. But from my side, I will always be speaking the truth, no matter what. That's one way of looking at it and one way of practicing it in our daily situations. And when we are talking about others and especially devotees, we have to remember one thing. None of us are, or at least most of us, are not like perfected, exalted devotees. We have our shortcomings. So similarly, when we look at others, they might be senior devotees. They might be practicing devotion for more number of years than us. Perfectly fine. But still, they are also working through their anarthas, their impurities. So those things are happening. So we don't need to worry too much about the shortcomings on the other persons, even though they might be exalted devotees. At the same time, if the person is in some position of authority within ISKCON, then that is an issue. Then we have to bring it to the attention of other authorities and saying this person is holding some responsible leadership position within the community or the temple or ISKCON in some way or the other. And if that person is engaging in untruthful activities or speeches or words, then we have to bring it to the attention of the other authorities who can take some corrective action. So that is our responsibility. But beyond that, it's within that person and the authorities and that person's guru. It goes like that. That's okay. But should always remember we are all in the process of undergoing cleansing. Until the process is complete, we are not going to come out totally clean. So we are all in the process of being cleansed. So the example that is normally given is people are very dirty and then they take bath. The bathing process should be completed before they come out clean. While they are undergoing the bathing process, they are still some cleanliness is there, some things are not clean yet because the process is being done. It's not complete yet. The same thing applies to bhakti for all of us. We have taken up this bhakti process and the bhakti process is doing the cleaning job, but the process is not done yet. So until the process is done, we cannot say you are clean, you are unclean. We have to wait for the bhakti process to be fully done before they come out clean. And apichet suduracharo, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, even if my devotee, while practicing bhakti, performs some unmentionable sinful activity, I still consider that person as my devotee because they are still practicing bhakti. That bhakti is going to cure them, clean them, and they are going to come out pure. But all these incidents that we are talking about, it's happening while we are undergoing the cleansing process. So there is some cleanliness, there is something that's not clean yet. We have to be respectful of that. So these are the few perspectives that I can think of to respond to your two questions, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Prabhu, my call dropped, so I couldn't hear the first part. Like, if you have friends or relatives that consistently are untruthful, what did you respond about that, Prabhu?
So
I'm so
you
sorry.
in those cases, keep your distance and have a very strong boundary line to protect yourself. There should be protection for you. It's not like you will just throw yourself in and allow yourself to be uh, uh, trampled upon. So be very careful in all your interactions. Either it could be interactions with devotees or interaction with your friends, family, relatives, like that. Always have draw boundary lines, because the boundary lines are for your own protection and protecting your own family too. So keep that in mind. And then when we know there certain people are like always like saying one thing, doing another thing, or speaking lies, distance yourself from those personalities. It's very toxic. All these characteristics are contagious too. The more we hang out with them, the same tendencies start manifesting in ourselves. So we have to be very careful. We can be respectful, but at the same time keep a respectful distance as well, and not interact that much if it can be avoided, or even keep our interactions to a bare minimum, and always keep the distance, keep the boundaries, so that we are protected, our consciousness is protected. We have to be very careful about that.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for such a wonderful session and for answering all the questions. Haribol. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I know we are running short of time. I just wanted to ask you a quick question, Prabhuji, that Arjun must have been also in his previous birth, since Lord was ready to be his charioteer. I mean, must have been a very, since he surrendered fully, that was one big reason that the Lord offered to become his charioteer. Would you know what was he in his past birth?
Every time he is Arjuna, wherever Krishna is performing pastimes, Arjuna is there. Krishna tells that in Bhagavad Gita. You do not remember it because you have changed your bodies, but I don't change my body, so I remember everything. So everywhere Krishna is there, Arjuna, wherever Krishna is performing pastimes, there are like innumerable material universes. Krishna is performing pastime in one universe, in one place, even currently as we are speaking. And along with him, Arjuna is there. He is eternal companion of Krishna. That is Arjuna's exalted special position.
So he's an Ishwar Koti.
No, I did not get that word. What did you say?
Ishwar Koti. He comes in every birth to
Oh
perform
yeah,
this.
yeah. He is an eternal associate of Krishna.
Wow. Thank you, Prabhuji. So would
And,
you
su-
know
and
what
such
he
a person, there is no chance of him getting confused, bewildered, like it happens in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So what was going on? Our Acharya has explained. He was deliberately put into that position so that he will ask all those questions, and through those questions, Krishna wanted to give the essence of Bhagavad Gita to all of us.
Yes, Prabhuji. So Prabhuji, would you know what Arjuna was in during Ramji's birth?
No, there is no mention of Arjuna in Ram Leela. He is always performing along with Krishna in Krishna Leela. He is always engaged, busy, because while Ram Leela is going on, somewhere Krishna Leela is also going on. So he'll be with Krishna participating in Krishna Leela.
Oh, my understanding was slightly different, Prabhuji. I thought that Krishna ji came as Ram as an incarnate.
All those things happen, but you are just thinking like when Ram Leela is happening, Krishna is not present. That is your understanding. So I'm correcting that understanding.
Oh, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Because
Krishna.
the all these forms of the Supreme Lord exist eternally at the same time. And some of these forms are descending into the material universes and performing the pastimes simultaneously. When Rama was there, Parshuram was also there.
Yes, Prabhuji, that's true.
And we just read in the previous chapters in this canto, the churning of the milk ocean. How many forms of the Supreme Lord was present at the same time when the churning was going on?
Yeah.
Simultaneously at the same time, in the same place. So like that, we always think only one form of the Supreme Lord. While Ram Leela is going on in this material universe, Krishna Leela could be going on in some other universe, and in another material universe, childhood pastimes of Krishna might be going on. In another universe, the older pastimes of Krishna might be going on. Like that. Like there are multiple things happening simultaneously. At least that's my understanding of it.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. I have a quick question along with Mataji's, what Mataji just asked. So you mentioned Arjuna is there whenever Krishna pastimes are going on. So that would be in Kali Yuga, right, Prabhu? But I also heard that
Not in Kali Yuga,
Naranarayan
in
Rishi.
Dwapara Yuga.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dwapara Yuga. But Naranarayan Rishi are also Krishna and Arjuna's.
Yeah.
Listen.
There's some aspect of Narayana is there and some aspect of Arjuna is there in Nara. Some aspect of Arjuna is Nara, and some aspect of Krishna is in that Narayana aspect. So Nara Narayana are there. So he can exist simultaneously in multiple forms. That's the concept that we have. Our human mind is having difficulty in understanding, but he can exist simultaneously, and he exists like that. That is his nature, and he can exist in multiple places at the same time. We cannot do that because it's outside of. We don't have experience like that. If you are sitting in your room, you are not in the other rooms in your home at the same time. But Krishna can be in this room and in also all the other rooms. In the entire creation, he can be present at the same time. So he demonstrated that, right? 16,108 wives he had, but there were 16,108 Krishnas living simultaneously with each of the wife. Krishna demonstrated his potency like that. He's saying, "Oh, I can do that. It's nothing. It's a walk in the park for me to do that."
Prabhuji, I would just like to thank you for the wonderful class. Thank you. You just bring so much clarity and you just stick to the point because sometimes, our minds are trained to wander off so quickly, but it's so easy, I can focus. And some of the takeaways I'll remember all my life. Like one of the things you said in our Monday class that you will not finish chanting till all the stars are aligned. And sometimes when I'm going through high or low, I'm like, no, today I'm not going to chant Thakurji. I'm not happy with you. And then I always remember you. Today I have a lot of work. That's okay. I'll do 4 rounds tomorrow. So many things. So many things. Like I just can't thank you enough. Even when today you said that it's not just going for Dham Yatra that obviously when we go, we get benefited. But when the sadhus go, like all the Guru Maharaj, those places get benefited. And I think and I understand that we'll be benefited because they came there and we are going there. So thank you so much for the beautiful class. It's just you're just such a captivating speaker that people like me can focus. So I can't thank you enough. Thank you, Prabhuji.
I have to thank Krishna and Guru's blessings and the blessings of all the devotees. In some way, the words that come from my mouth is helping others, inspiring others. It's not an ordinary thing. It's a blessing. So I cannot take credit for that. The credit goes to Guru, Krishna, and all the devotees. By their blessings, I'm able to speak whatever I understand and what I can explain. And if it is helping and inspiring devotees like you, then that's perfection of my life.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you again. You always give us the right verbiage. So many things. I just can't thank you enough. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks. And thanks, Chamrasika Mataji, for arranging this. Thanks to all the devotees, because this is such a good platform. And there are such good questions that I can't even think of. So thank you to everybody. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this nectar class. And I second Monica Mataji that you elaborate the verses so nicely. And you are one of our favorite speaker. All of the devotees asked me, when is it Raghunandan Prabhu's class is coming? So that's the thing I wanted to share. And thank you for sharing that Maharaja Shibi's pastimes. When I was in school, high school, there was a lesson on him in social science top subject. So, so I remember that, Prabhuji. Thank you for mentioning that. So that time the school syllabus was um, based on Bhagavatam and like that stories, like moral stories. But nowadays it's very different, Prabhuji. So next generation is not going to get this knowledge and everything.
Yeah, that is why, as I was explaining to Geeta Maja's question, we have lots of charity to do. We have received so many things, and we have the responsibility of being charitable and sharing that knowledge with others and also with the next generation, as you were mentioning. So we have that responsibility. We can be charitable. We can do that charity anytime, every time.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. So these things were teach in school that time. Now no, nobody.
Yeah, they don't. Things change, society changes, but we are there. We are custodians of this great treasure, and we have to be charitable in sharing it with others as much as we can, anytime, every time.
Because of Srila Prabhupada's translated this Bhagavatam,
Oh,
and
yeah.
speakers like you, we can get this knowledge and we can pass it on to our children or next generations.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
And
Hare Krishna.
that's a big, important service we are entrusted with. So, and thank you for doing this every day, weekdays, every day morning. All of you are coming together to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Wonderful thing, wonderful platform.
Prabhuji, do you have time for one more question, Prabhuji?
I have to exactly log into my meeting call, but let me do one thing. I will just give a message that I will be missing that morning call or joining.
Oh, no problem, Prabhuji.
No,
I'll
that's
ask
okay.
next
That's
time.
fine. That's fine. It's not a earth-shattering event that I have to be on that call. Just I will give me 1 second. I will message them.
Sorry to inconvenience you, Prabhuji.
Oh, that's okay. That's
Right.
fine. That's okay. Yeah, go ahead with your question in the meantime.
Yes, Prabhuji, my question is, we know that Bali Maharaj is Kripasiddha, and he got the mercy of the Lord and he is surrendering everything. But in previous chapters, we know that he was part of the Samudra Manthan Leela. He was the one who was fighting to get to the head of the Vasuki. He was kind of in the wrong side most of the time, but suddenly he changed, transformed into such a great acharya of surrender. Did that happen when Vamanadev, he saw Vamanadev?
No. Bali Maharaj, there's the same question was asked, almost a similar question, and the answer that was given was he was doing his duty as an Asura. He belongs to the Asura dynasty, and he is the king of the Asuras, and he has to lead them. So he was doing that duty, and in one way, I think it's similar to what Bhishma Dev was doing, even though he was on the side of Duryodhan during the Kurukshetra war, he was still a devotee. So those two things like don't go opposite to each other as we tend to think in our minds. Even though he was doing the duties of an asura, he was not losing his focus on his bhakti or his devotion to the Supreme Lord. So that's why when Shukracharya points out that this is Vishnu, oh, I see a brahmachari boy, but if this is Vishnu, then I should be dedicating everything that I have to the Supreme Lord. So I am fine in doing that. So he was very clear right from the get-go. His focus was on pleasing the Supreme Lord through his services. At the same time, the answer that was given, why he was on the side of the Asuras during the churning of the milk, why he was defeating the demigods and taking over the kingdom, is doing his duty as a Asura king.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Even during the Samudra Manthan Leela, the Lord was present as Kurma, as Sahasrabahu on top, and then there is Ajay, I think, was his incarnation who was leading the. When he saw those deities, he wasn't. Uh, he was following his duty.
He wasn't inspired to surrender at the time, but
Yes.
later on he was inspired when Vamana, the Supreme Lord came as Vamana, because the Supreme Lord also wants to do his certain pastimes at certain points in time. So he's reserving it for a grander stage.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Yes, Prabhuji. Because when Vamanadev came, he forgot his duty to the asuras at that point. Because if he wants to follow his duty, he can say, "I cannot give the kingdom because I have to take care of Shukracharya and all the demons also." But at that point, he completely gave up everything.
Yeah, and again going against the instructions of his spiritual master too.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So if nobody has any question or comment, we can end up the call here because Prabhuji has to go. And it's so inspiring, Prabhuji, to see you have kept aside your office work, but you gave preference to question of the devotees and make him happy for the Bhagavatam doubts. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. We are so blessed to have you on our call, regular speaker.
Thank you
Anybody has any question?
for having me and tolerating my classes.
No, that's your humbleness. So, anybody has any question or comments?
Mataji, Chitra Mataji also commented some notes are there in the messages. Wonderful
I would
class.
like to hear. Chitra Mataji said, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for this wonderful class. And I have to listen this class once more again to absorb all things from the wonderful speaker and a session. Q&A session is also wonderful. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Chitra Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Pair obeisance to all the devotees.
Okay, so let's pay obeisances all. कृपासिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, ठाकुर की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री रघुनंदन दास प्रभु की जय, ऑल गोइस्ट assembled devotees की जय। हरे Thank you, कृष्णा हरे Prabhuji. कृष्णा Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hare
Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Bol.